I work with people who are going through divorce because I can relate empathetically to what they are going through. And they can look at me knowing that I have been through that difficult time, and then here I am. So today, I'm going to be talking a bit about my own experience of going through divorce and the financial issues that I learned going through divorce. And then finally, I'm going to cover some of the non-financial issues, such as family and personal matters. Financial problems are usually one of the main reasons people get divorced. So it makes sense that during the divorce process, it's going to be even harder for them to agree on financial issues. Each spouse generally has to adjust their standard of living. But there are solutions that can be reached to help minimize the potentially devastating effects. It is becoming more common nowadays for divorce attorneys and for people going through divorce to employ the help of financial planners. One of the main issues that needs to be decided is how do we divide the assets? In dividing property, there are three main things people consider. One is, what is the property? Two is, what is it worth? And three is, how do we divide it? So let's talk about several kinds of property. Property includes obviously real estate. For example, the home that you live in could be rental or vacation home. There's liquid assets such as savings accounts, CDs, mutual funds, stocks, and bonds. And there's retirement assets. So factors to consider in dividing the assets, one is liquidity. How easily can I turn this asset into cash? Am I going to get the illiquid land or the liquid savings account? There's tax consequences to consider. Am I keeping the house or the stock that was bought at a lower amount and now has increased in value so that there's taxes that are going to have to be paid? And also the cost of maintenance. Child support guidelines in Massachusetts consider the following principles: to minimize the economic impact on the child's standard of living. So to the extent that the child, or that one parent has a higher standard of living, the child then is able to experience that with the other parent as well. And to also recognize the non-monetary contributions and extent of involvement of both parents. Child support is not tax deductible by the paying spouse, and it is received tax-free by the receiving spouse. One of the main things that I like to talk to people about is the importance of taking care of yourself. To know that divorce can be a highly difficult and draining time. And it's easy to slip into a negative mindset. But try to use it as a period of positive transformation. By taking care of yourself first, you will have more energy and motivation to take care of others, especially your children. So an analogy that I like to use is when you're on a plane and they say when the oxygen masks drop, put one on yourself first and then on your children. And I used to think, well, that's kind of selfish. And then when you think about it, if you're not awake and alert, how are you going to take care of your children? So you really need to take care of yourself. Also remember the importance of forgiveness. And by that I mean towards your ex, towards your parents, towards your kids, and most importantly, towards yourself. Know that you can't change the past, but what you can do is make amends and move on in a more positive manner. So ease up on yourself. Let go of any past challenges and learn from your past. Focus on a future filled with positive thoughts and activities.